I've mentioned before the concept, thank you, that we often, I find it easier to view God as a personal trainer. Personal trainer is someone that you hire to push you. And you don't realize the extent of what you can do without having this trainer who is pushing you and driving you. You can do another lap, you can do another set, you can do another 10 pounds, you can do another 5 push-ups, another 3 crunches. You can, and you don't think you can, and you push and you push and you can and you do, and you take latent potential and turn it into reality, and you actualize it. And that really is what the challenges in life are meant to be there for us. That is what they accomplish. Remember when I was a teenager, so there was a poster that one of my buddies had on his wall. And it was a poster of a very, very heavy guy sitting there in a pair of shorts, right, and a t-shirt, and he was sitting on a barrel of Schaefer beer, and he was literally spilling over this barrel. And what it said underneath it was, "No pain, no pain." Right? That was the Schaefer beer approach. No pain, no pain. But we understand there's a lot of truth to the no pain, no gain. And as much as we might enjoy as we do enjoy a vacation, and do enjoy laying on a beautiful beach somewhere, right? But that's not, we understand that's not what usually inspires personal growth and development. It's important to have some downtime, but it's the challenges that bring out the most in us. As very famously, source number 19 from the Babylonian Talmud, Amar Belazar, Kol Adam la'amel nivra. Every person was born la'amel, to toil, to strive. Shenemar Iyov. Right, that's what it says in Iyov, in the book of Job, chapter 5. Ki Adam la'amel yulad. A human being was born to toil. And this goes into one of my famous rants and raves that, imagine a person who's not familiar with fitness, right? So he walks in and he sees a weight room, right? And there are all these weights around, and people are taking these weights and they're lifting them. And he says, why? What in the world are they thinking? Why are there weights in a weight room? Right? Or sees someone running an obstacle course and says, why are there obstacles in the obstacle course? Right? You can go around the track that much faster if you don't have to climb a wall and do the tires, right? And the rope, right? And the crawling. Who needs it? Right? But the reason why a person goes to the weight room is to have resistance and to thereby build up their strength. So when people ask, why are there challenges in life? That's almost like asking, why are there weights in a weight room? Meaning, if life is meant to be this arena that we're placed into for this self-actualization, so then of course there need to be weights in the weight room. There need to be obstacles in the obstacle course. That's the only way that we will push ourselves and gain through it. Adam la'amel yulad. Mankind was born in order to strive. Right? Amel means toil. Right? It means work. And also, and 20 from the Gemara Brachot. Tanya, we learned in a bright of Shimon ben Yochai Omer, the great sage Rabbi Shimon said, Shalosh matonot tova natan HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisroel. There are 3 precious gifts that the Creator gave to Israel. V'kula lo natnan ela al yidei yisurin. And each of these were only given through our toil, through our difficulties. Torah, Eretz Yisroel, and Olam Haba. Torah, the land of Israel, and the world to come, the hereafter. These are the most precious gifts, and as a precious gift, in order for it to be realized, in order for it to be appreciated, in order for it to be fully utilized, you've got to earn it. We all know the things that we get for free, we end up dismissing them. Right? They don't hold real value for us. Yes?
What if you toil and toil and toil and toil, and you never get anywhere?
So what does that mean, you don't get anywhere?
Someone that works just as hard as someone who's wealthy.
Okay, so they might not get to that degree of wealth. They might not succeed in their business, right? But you know, let's take the next source for a moment, okay? From Pirkei Avot, Ethics of the Fathers, Lefum Tsa'ara Agra. According to the Agra, the Tsar, the difficulties, that is the reward. And to address your point, which is a very important, valid point, that I think often plagues us, when it comes to spirituality, that's the only place where what really matters is the effort that you made. There was our teachings relate. You know, you could have a person who has reached a high level in their life. Another person, talking about a spiritual level, who has reached a lower level in their life. Right? But this person started off over here and got to there. Started here and got to there. This person started here and got to there. Started here and got to there. So how were those people measured? Not where they got to, but what was their growth. This one started here and got to there, that's their level. This one started here and got to there, that's their level. It's but not...
This one's better still.
No.
It seems to me.
It seems to you. It seems to you. To our eyes in this world, this person is a righteous person and that person, But this person has moved this much in their life, and this person has moved that much in their life. That person's on a higher level, right? So sometimes what we're meant to do is to work hard. You know, we discussed last week the last source. So take a look at it afterwards. You can keep the booklet. Number 18 is about reincarnation. Okay? Judaism believes in reincarnation. We discussed last week. Not a constant loop like some religions, but as a possibility. And there are times that a person, right, because of what they need to accomplish in this world this time around, so they're going to have difficulties with their parnasah, with their livelihood, and it's not going to go well. Perhaps in a previous appearance, they were very wealthy and they were callous towards people who came to them for help, who needed help. And therefore, for their own shleimut, for their own completion, they need to experience what it's like to be on the other end. You know, something that I often say, you know, when someone comes to us for help, you know, we can't always help. We can't always help to the degree that the person needs to be helped or would want to be helped. But what we should always do is imagine if the roles were reversed and we were sitting on the opposite edges of the desk, how would I like to be treated in this situation? Whether or not the person can help me, but how would I like to be treated? So, you know, possibility, as we saw last week, when we bring in this idea of Gilgul, of reincarnation, the person might be destined to struggle and not make it financially and still find their happiness. Right? Again from Pirkei Avot, who is a wealthy person? Hasameach bechelko, someone who is happy with their chelek. We translate as their portion. What does chelek actually mean? A part. Part. Meaning no one's going to have everything. Right? Sameach bechelko. I'm sure we've all seen those emails. If you've woken up this morning and you had clean running water, right? And you came across a computer during the course of the day today, and there was fresh fruit available for you, then you are better off than 95% of human beings on this planet. It's all relative. Living in Orange County, having it rough is very different than having it rough. I'll say to my kids when they complain about something, it drives them crazy, but I say, first world problems. The Wi-Fi is so slow. Oh, that's a first world problem. We can handle that. We can power through this challenge of slow Wi-Fi. I think we can, and yeah. But lefum tzara agra, the reward is equal to the difficulty. Sometimes we feel we want to do something good, and it's hard to do it. So we need to tell ourselves, yeah, it is hard. And therefore, this will be, I try to encourage someone, try to come to the morning minyan, morning davening. It's hard to get up. I know if it's hard to get up, so that will mean, that actually they give a numerical basis for it, that one time with difficulties equal to 100 times without difficulty. So you can rack up 100 days of minyan, right? You want to be kind to someone, but you're not feeling so good. But you push yourself. This person really needs a kind word, so you push yourself to do it. That's equal to 100 such acts of doing that. So it comes out that when we push ourselves to do so when we have difficulty, it's all of a sudden it's this bonanza, it's this sale. 100 for one. 100 for one. Because it's difficult. That's why we don't ask for difficulties, but some righteous people would ask for difficulties, and we're not supposed to ask for difficulties. But some righteous people would ask for difficulties. What's their mindset? Their mindset is, I've got 70 years, 80 years, 100 years, we hope, on this earth over here. So how much can I accomplish? And here's a chance to go exponential. If I do what I'm doing with difficulty, so then everything I'm doing is times 100. Now that's a way to maximize our time. So there are different ways of viewing the difficulties. The difficulties might be a way for us to grow as human beings. It also presents incredible opportunities for ourselves. I'm sure we've all read stories, right? This is a Reader's Digest type of story. I remember reading the story there, but it's very, very powerful. How people, this was a particular person who went through a terrible, terrible illness, and they ended up living through it. And because of that, they reprioritized their life. It gave them a whole different perspective on life, on what's really important, on what should upset them and what shouldn't upset them. And afterwards, they were thankful. Often we're thankful that we got through that, but we would have wished we never would have had it. But if we had it, thank you, God, for getting me through it. They were thankful for having gone through it, because that altered the direction of their life, the emphasis of their life, the priorities, the direction of their life. So that's turning pain, right? And that takes pain taking potential and actualizing it. And that certainly gives purpose to it. Source number 22, again from the Gemara, the Talmud in Brachot. Rava and others say Rav Chizda stated, taught, Imroa Adam Sheyisurin Boyan Alav. If a person sees that difficulties are coming upon them, Yifashvesh b'masav shenemar nachbas adracheinu v'nachkora v'nashuva ad Hashem. This is a quote from Eicha, from Lamentations, that we read on Tisha B'Av, the national day of Jewish mourning. It says, Nachbas adracheinu, let us search our ways, v'nachkora, and let us introspect, v'nashuva ad Hashem. Right? So we believe that God is not just this creator out there, but God is involved in what's coming our way. And as a loving parent, what comes our way, sometimes a parent needs to be strict, needs to hold certain things back from a child. And we understand a parent does it out of love for that child. Sometimes a parent needs to administer bad tasting medication to a child. The child needs to get their shots. They don't want to. They need to be held down as they get their shot. But it's for their benefit. So the person sees that difficulties are coming their way, that's a time to introspect and say, why might this be happening? Are there certain areas that I can try to improve? Improve as a human being, improve as a husband, improve as a wife, improve as a parent, improve as a child. This is not meant to be, guilt instilling at all. This is meant to be energizing. What could I do better? How can I do that which I'm doing? How can I do it better? These difficulties give us a challenge to overcome and allow us to, like I mentioned before, to realize latent potential. Right? The word, well, we'll see it in source number 3. Asara nisyonot, 10 tests or challenges. Nisayon is the test, is the term for a test or a challenge. What is the root of the word nisayon in Hebrew? Nes. Right? What is a nes? A miracle. What's the connection between nes, a miracle, and nisayon, test and challenge? What would you say? What's the connection between a miracle and a challenge? Yeah.
My thought is, it's just the first thought, if we pass the test, we will see miracles.
Okay, could be. If we pass the test, we'll see miracles. Heather, what do you want to say?
They're both gifts.
They're both gifts.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. They're both gifts. Linda?
That was what I was gonna say, they're both given to us.
They're both given to us. Okay. Anyone else?
Can you give an example?
Of a miracle?
Yeah.
The splitting of the sea.
What about a modern day time miracle?
What about a modern day time miracle? So many say, when people say, oh, if I would have lived then and I would see those miracles, then I'd be observant, Rabbi, but I don't know, let me see some miracles. So if Yaakov ended, many have said, look around. The fact that we are here, the Jewish people are here, alive, strong, getting stronger. He was living during pogrom time, right? We're living during Israel time. We returned to the land of Israel, right? What greater miracles do we have than that?
Remember ever saying about your grandson?
Yeah, people are ill and get better. There's a lot going on around us. So I would say, when a miracle happens, we didn't think such an event was possible, but it was possible. So we took something that was out of the realm of existence, and now it's entered the realm of existence. We have revealed that which was always possible, but we didn't see it there. Isn't that what a nisayon does? Isn't that what a challenge does? It shows us what we were made of, what we are made of, what we had inside of us the whole time, but we didn't realize it. We didn't know we had that strength. You know, you mentioned my grandson. My son is very squeamish when it comes to anything with medicine, anything with blood, anything. But with his son, he was able to reinsert a trach, he was able to reinsert a G-tube. I mean, crazy things. Right? He sees anyone else with a little cut, he gets nauseous, he starts to turn white, he needs to walk away. We knew he was not going to be a doctor, or not a very good one if he would decide to become one. Right? But when it came to his own son, when that son was in need, all of that went aside. And he was there. Yeah. So that is a nace, meaning something that was hidden, that was unrecognizable, and there it is. There it is. So there's a fantastic teaching in, again, Ethics of the Fathers. I'm going to disagree somewhat with the English translation. Let's read it in Hebrew, and we'll translate. Or then we'll read the English translation as they give it. Asara nisyonot naseh Avram Avinu. 10 great challenges Abraham, the patriarch, was challenged with. V'amad bekulam. And he stood, he overcame all of them. Lohodia, to show, kama chibato shel Avraham Avinu. To show the great love of Avraham Avinu, of Abraham. The English says, this teaches how great Avraham Avinu's love, Abraham's love, was for God. This teaches the great love that Abraham had for God, that whatever God threw at him, in a relationship, right? A person's wife is pregnant, and can you please go get me, at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Could you go to Rite Aid, it's open 24 hours a day, and get me some ice cream, and then find a place that has pickles, and I need both of them together at 3:30 in the morning, right? So you want to show your love. You want opportunities to show your love. So you want to do for the other person. So these 10 tests, it showed Avram's great love of God, that he was willing, no matter what came his way, he was there. He persevered. He was on board. But it just says the Hebrew is not clear. It's ambiguous. It shows the love shel Avram Avinu. Shel can mean the love of Avram Avinu, or the love for Avram Avinu. And there are those that explain it. What changes if we go from the love of, from the love for? These 10 challenges was a demonstration of God's love for Avraham. Right? It was a demonstration of God's love for Avraham. Right? A parent who, let's take 2 approaches. Kid's going off to college. Okay, you'll be away 10 months. Your expenses will be about $1,000 a month. Here's a check for $10,000. Another parent, you're going away for 10 months. Your expense will be about $1,000 a month. Here's a check for 500. Here's a check for 1,000. And let's talk. Let me hear how you're doing after 2 weeks. Let me hear how you're doing after a month. Where would you say is there greater love?
Second.
Why?
Relationship.
Want a relationship. Want a relationship. As opposed to, here's 10 grand. It's been real. Right? It's been real. Right? An ongoing relationship. A parent that doesn't push their child to accomplish. Right? We have truancy laws here in the United States. You've got to push, you've got to send your kids to school. But they don't want to go. Okay. You got to push them to go. This is for their benefit, for their growth, for their development. So these 10 tests meant that God loved Avraham. Sometimes a person might say, listen, love me a little bit less. Right? I don't need all these things coming my way. But it's measured. It's measured. The Ramban, one of the classic commentators on the Chumash, writes, Inyan hanisayon hu lida'ati. My understanding of this matter of a test, be'avor hayot ma'aseh adam reshut muchlechet biyado. A person's actions are our decision. We have absolute free will. Right? Not, now, we can't control everything, but we are fully responsible with how we deal with that which comes our way. Okay? The way I like to put it, we don't choose. We don't have free will in choosing the cards. Yes, please deal me a royal flush. Yeah, I'd like 4 aces, please. All right, and then a king high. Thank you. That we don't control. But we are fully responsible and in control with the way that we play the cards that are dealt to us. So being that Masa Adam, the actions of a person are reshut muchletet biyado, completely there in the person's hands. Im yirtze yaseh, im lo yirtze lo yaseh. If they want, we do. If we don't want, we don't do. Hamenaseh yitbarach yitzav v'lotzia davar min hakoach el hapoel. God will then send these challenges in order to bring potential, koach, strength, el hapoel, into action, into reality. V'nei kol hanisyonot shebetorah letovat hamenuseh. All of the tests in the Torah are for the benefit of the one being challenged. But sometimes it doesn't get any better, right? Like you brought up before, it doesn't get any better. Right? This person says, the illness was the greatest thing in his life, but many don't survive these illnesses. They don't make it through. They don't have the chance to reprioritize, maybe during, but it doesn't then translate into a different life that they're then living. And that is the last 4 sources that we have, which is another point that we discuss often, and the way I like to describe it is being handed a 1,600-page novel, and a person opens up to page 874, reads to page 889, reads 15 pages of this 1,500 or 1,600-page novel, and thinks they're going to understand the novel, and has questions for the author. Why would the author write it like this? And why would the author write it like that? And obviously, if we're reading 15 pages out of 1,600 pages, we're not going to have any understanding of why the things that are happening are happening. And in our life, we need to make the most sense and invest the most meaning and make as godly as possible the time and the events that come our way, but with humility and with trust to recognize that we're seeing a very small part of the whole picture. So it says in, again, the Babylonian Talmud, Talmud Bavli, Kedushin, Rabbi Yaakov da Amar Schar Mitzvah Bahai Alma Leka. That event it goes according to Rabbi Yaakov. The event the Gemara is talking about, there are two places where the Torah promises long life. What are the two mitzvot for which the Torah says you'll have long life? Good. Honoring parents is one.
Removing the parent bird.
Good. Sending away the mother bird before you take the baby bird. Right? It seemed like opposite ends of the spectrum. So the Gemara relates, the Talmud relates, there was a person whose father told the son, I want you to climb up there and chase away the mother bird and take down the eggs. So in doing that, he was fulfilling both the two mitzvot. It was a simultaneous fulfillment of the two mitzvot, for which one, the Torah says, L'man yarichun yemecha, and all you'll have long days. And he died on the way down. Now that's not long life. He didn't make it down. The Gemara says long days is in the world where all the days are long. Rav Yaakov said, Schar mitzvah bahai alma leka. The reward for a mitzvot is not in this world. So a person, works hard, and it doesn't seem to accomplish. This is not the place. Just 1 second, then I'm with you, Linda. Again, Pirkei Avot number 26, Rav Yaakov would say, this world is domeh leprosdor. It's compared to a corridor leading bifnei into the world to come, the hereafter. Hatkein atzmecha beprosdor kadesh tikanes letraklin. Prepare yourself in this corridor in order that you'll be able to enter the palace. So maybe the purpose was for us to work hard over here and not to reap that bounty. This is a preparatory stage. Life, we make it as rich. When I say rich, I mean rich in meaning, rich in purpose, rich in relationships. We try to make it as meaningful as we can, but we recognize that this is a pre-step on the way. Linda.
Well, I think maybe it's the way it's phrased, but I believe that there is more reward for mitzvah in this world. It may not be the full reward, but
Okay, granted. We actually say as part of our, there's a mission we say as part of the Torah blessings every morning. There's certain things that we eat the fruits in this world, and the principle is waiting for us in the world to come. Yeah. And I would even venture to say that the real pleasure that a person has in life is from accomplishing. Right? It's from accomplishing. Right? That's when we feel that we are being productive, that we're doing, that we're accomplishing. That's the real pleasure that we get in life. And if a person is accomplishing in those realms, they feel that. Right? They feel that. Rambam, Maimonides, in his book on Teshuvah, on return, he writes, HaTova HaTzvuna LeTzadikim, the good that is set aside for the righteous, Hi Chayei Olam Haba, that is ultimately the hereafter, the world to come. V'heim HaChaim She'eini Mahem Mavet, that is the point of life without any death. Tova She'eini Ma Ra'ah, good without any element, any aspect of bad mixed in. V'hu shekata b'Torah. That's what it says in the Torah. L'man yitav lach, and it'll be good for you. V'arachta yamim. Right? And you will have these long days. So there's no contradiction to the person who was following his father's directives and chasing away the bird, and the person died soon after. That's not what the Torah is talking about. L'man yitav lecha, in order to be good for you, that's in the world that is all good. V'harachta yamim, long days, la'olam shekulu aroch, in the world which has no end. V'zehu ha'olam haba, and that is olam haba. That is the world to come. You know, sometimes it can be so frustrating listening to radio and hearing what is presented as Judaism. I forgot what, something on NPR. I forget what the whole topic was. But there was a caller, and he said, well, I'm Jewish, right, so I don't believe in the world to come, but my view is, and I think it's like, and this is something that whenever I do a funeral, because we have so many people from the wider Orange County community, that I feel that there's an obligation to try to teach this and correct that. You know, as if, oh, since I'm Jewish, I don't believe in the world to come. You know, that's not a Jewish concept. I don't know where that comes from. Right? But we certainly say live life fully. Live life richly. Fill it with meaning. Fill it with purpose. Right? Make it godly. Make it special. But the Schar Tzaddik in the Rambam says, the reward for the righteous, sheyizku l'noam zeh, to be part of this pleasantness, this goodness, part of this tovah. And the punishment of the wicked is that they will not be a part of this blissful, peaceful, God-filled existence that follows afterwards.
I thought after 11 months.
Okay, so we have a concept that even those who need to go through difficulties, right, in the world to come, which will serve as atonement, as coming to terms with mistakes that they made, so even the most dastardly will need to contend with that for 12 months. Therefore, our custom is, the Ashkenazi custom is to say Kaddish for only 11 months. Because otherwise it would be as if we are ascribing that this dear deceased of ours needs a full 12 months to be lifted up. All right? So there are levels, there are gradations. Right? I like to quote the Beatles. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. The end of the Abbey Road medley. Beautiful. Right? The amount that you do, the amount of good that you do, of godliness that you infuse, that's going to determine the degree of closeness that a person will have. The length of the distance, the duration, I should say, of the distance, and the level of the ultimate closeness that we have. And like we said before, it's lefum tzara agra, right? And according to the amount that we invest and the difficulties we put in, that's what translates into it. Lastly, again, Pirkei Avot, hu haya omer. There seems to be a contradiction within the very same teaching. He would say, Yafa sha'achat b'tshuva ma'asim tovim v'olam hazeh, 1 moment, 1 hour, fair enough, of teshuva and good deeds in this world is greater, yafeh, is greater than all the world to come. The yafa sha'achat shel kor ruch b'olam haba, and greater, yafeh, better, is one moment of pleasure in the world to come than all of the entire life over here. Which is explained to mean, Rav Dessler explains it in a very beautiful way. I say one moment of Olam Haba is greater than all the pleasure, all the good of this world. Think of all the good feelings you've had this past year. And condense all of those good feelings into 10 minutes. That would be an amazing 10 minutes. Right? How old is your little Ivy? 20 months. And take the past 20 months of her birth and her growing up and all the things that she does, and take all the pleasure you had in 20 months and put it into 10 minutes. What a 10 minutes that would be. Now let's take all the pleasure of the past 20 years of our life and put that into a minute. Wow. The euphoria of that minute. Now let's take our entire life, all the good feelings that we've had from when we were little infants being snuggled by our mothers, and going unfolding our whole life, and take all that and put that into a second. Right? That second would just be mind-blowing. When we say Olam Haba is greater than all of Olam Hazeh, it means every moment of Olam Haba is greater than all of Olam Hazeh condensed into every 1 second. But then we also started off saying that one sha'achat, right? They say an hour, whatever it is, right? That 1 hour, that one time period of teshuvah and masim tovim, of returning to God and good deeds in this world, is greater than the world to come. So make up your mind. Which one is greater? How could you say both in the same sentence? Which one is greater? Is Olam Haba greater? Is Olam Hazeh greater? Which one is greater? All good. But which one is greater? On one hand, either we're saying this is greater than all of that, and that's greater than all of this. Well, which one? You want to say all good? So, right? He would have said, he would say, it's all good. That's not what he says, though. Right? So there are different goods. What are the different goods we have here, my friends? What are the different goods?
In this world, you can, by doing mitzvot, you can affect you can elevate the mundane to the holy. You can't
Okay.
do that in Olam Haba.
Okay, good. There's the good of accomplishing, of the work towards the accomplishing, and there's the good of the accomplishment. Each one is very powerful. Each one is very, very powerful. Working towards something, accomplishing, right? Working towards a goal. Right? If you just handed the goal, how much do you appreciate that goal? Right? Right? Yeah, you wake up one morning, here's a diploma. But I didn't go to school. Here's a diploma. You're now a graduate, magna cum laude from Harvard. Thanks. Right? And there's the pleasure of working. I don't know, pleasure. There's the gratification of working towards something, working towards something, working towards something. It's two distinct pleasures. There's the pleasure of the toil, of the work that goes into something, of the accomplishment, and then there is the celebration of the actual goal having been reached, and that which one gains from all that toil. It's two different spheres. And our problems are when we mix up the two. Right? Why are things so hard over here? Why isn't everything beautiful? Why isn't the world Shangri-La? Right? We're confusing the two. Right? We're confusing, right? We confuse the workout room and the spa. Right? There's the workout room and there's the spa. Right? And if you think you're going into the spa and you go into the workout room, you want your money back. Right? I'm not here to sweat. I'm here to be pampered. Right? That's the two areas over here. And when we have difficulties with the difficulties, we're confusing the two. But when we recognize that this is a means towards an end, and during this means, we grow, and those around us grow, and we become uplifted, and those around us can be lifted up also. Then we recognize that there is much, much purpose that we can find in the pain, and its purpose that otherwise we would not have been able to even come close to touching. Okay, my friends, we'll call it over here.